guys, what's up? It's Angie here in the Fat Loss for Real group. I am actually hopping on early for tonight's Empower Hour. I decided I'm just gonna start doing them here in the group with Facebook Live. I don't know. We can actually bring people on the Facebook Live if we wanted to, so we can still do video chat. If somebody gets on, you guys have a question, you want to actually, get some face-to-face time with me, I can add you to the video chat. So we can do that. I'm also going to give me just a second here and I'll say hello to whoever just chimed in or came in with me, but I'm going to actually be seeing myself here, and I think there's a little bit of a delay, so just pardon me if I don't see right away that you're on. But what I'm going to do is have this open here. I'm going to mute it out. And that way I can see the comments and I can, see who's tuning in and get back to you guys here on my laptop. Hopefully it works out like that. Yeah. So, hey, what's up, Dion? So yeah, I think that's going to work out. It might, like I said, have a little bit of a delay. So if I don't say your name yet, it's because I'm not seeing it on here. But anyways, so tonight I wanted to talk about getting motivated to lose weight. Okay. Getting motivated to get started on your weight loss journey. So, this is like the biggest problem we find ourselves with, right? I know it was for me, and I know it is for a lot of the ladies that I speak with, right? It's like I really want to lose weight. I have my goals I have in mind, the changes I want to make, the size I want to wear, all this stuff, my health, my kids, my grandkids. There's a number of things, right, that we know why we want to lose weight. We know we want to lose weight, right? But we just can't find the motivation to get ourselves to do it, to make the changes, to go through all of the, headaches and hassle and everything that it's going to take for us to get going, right? To go and change up our groceries, change up our budget, or have to relook at things, and go over and see what, how can I make this work, or is this going to work, or all of that stuff, right? So, so finding the motivation to do all of this, right? What's up, Loretta? What's up, Tina? And like I said earlier, guys, if you weren't in here and you wanted to get on with me, if you wanted to get on video face-to-face, we can do that here in Facebook Live, so I don't have to necessarily use Zoom. So, oh, and then while I'm yakking, okay, bear with me with all my chit-chat in the beginning here, but two things. Well, one, I think I'm going to start doing Empower Hours earlier, because it's just I find myself between 8 and 9, I'm don't really have much going on, dinner's done and stuff's already happened, so what do I do now? So I think I might start on 8, and whoever can make it, and if not, you watch the replay, and that's cool. And then, yeah, we can hop on if you have questions, you want to get, live with me and do face-to-face still, we can do that here. So, yeah. So back to tonight's topic, we're talking about getting motivated to lose weight, and, how do we tap into that? And how did I tap into that? How did I go from being 235 pounds and getting started in that position? How did I find the motivation to get started and to keep working? Hey, Martha, and to keep working. And hey, Vicky, keep working and not lose sight of where I was headed, right? And so, and I think this is, a huge problem that people face with weight loss, is that they can't find the motivation, and all they're thinking about is all of the things that they're going to have to do, and all of the problems they're going to have to face, and all of the headache and hassle they're going to have to, deal with. And it becomes overwhelming, and it becomes like a huge turnoff. You're just who would want that? Who wants any of that, right? Why do you want this huge additional load on your life when you've already got enough on your plate? That's the thought, right? I had that thought for years when I would, go back and forth, when I started and stopped a diet, when I, thought this is it. And then a weekend I'm this is insane. I don't have time for this, or I don't have energy, or I don't have the space, the mental, emotional space for this. Numerous times I found myself saying that. So what was different? What was the thing that really, really gave me lasting change, because that is what we want. That's what we're here for. That's what I'm doing here, okay? I don't know about you guys, but for me, my mission, my goal, my purpose here in the group is to help you create lasting change. I'm not here to help you drop 5 pounds and then you gain it back and nothing really changed. That's not my mission here. My mission, this is fat loss for real. Actually achieving your goal, actually moving in the direction of where you want to go and making real progress, making real headway, and giving you the tools, giving you the knowledge, giving you the resources, the training, the coaching, the support when you need it, when the going gets rough and you're not sure what to do to move forward. That's what I'm here to help you do, is to make a change like I did, okay? Just like I did. Because I know for years and years and years, I was in that cycle of losing 5 pounds and gaining it back. Losing 10 pounds and gaining it back. One time I lost 25 and I gained it back, and then some. So I know that pattern, I know that cycle, and that's what I'm here to break. I'm here to help you break that cycle just like I did. I never ballooned back up 80 pounds after I lost it. I will have, 5 pounds, 10 pounds here and there, but I always lose it and I always maintain. I always get back to where I want to be. So it's not something that I've, lost control again and I don't know how to find my way back, and it was just like a fluke incident that I lost 80 pounds. So what we're here to do is really make a change. And if you're 150 pounds overweight, if you're 100 pounds overweight, if you're 80, 50, 40, I can help you. I can help you get there. So I can help you to implement. I can help you to know what the steps are, to know what the formula is for fat loss and for lasting fat loss. And it's, lots of things. It's not just the diet. It's not just supplements, right? A lot of people think that you can just take things and it'll melt away or just disappear magically and you don't have to change anything. It's not going to happen like that. You need to follow the diet plan. You need to take the supplements to help support yourself along your weight loss journey. And I've said before, and I said it in the last one, if you already have supplements that are in your heart, and those are the ones you are committed to a certain product or company brand, name or whatever, that you feel like committed to using that particular supplement, but it does the exact same thing as what mine do, please use them, okay? By all means, please use them. Like if you have a detox tea that's gonna cleanse and flush your system so you can absorb more nutrients from the food that you're eating, so you can have less crazy cravings and hunger, okay? Because we all know how crazy out of control they get and make us feel like we have no control. If you already have that, please, by all means, use that, okay? If it's gonna have the same effect as mine, use it. No harm in that, okay? I just want you to have that benefit and that like tool in your kit when you're on your weight loss journey. And so, hey Barbara, what's up? Hey my Linda, what's up? What's up Audrey? What's up Laura? And so, same thing. If you already have, an appetite suppressant, supplement, right? Something that's specifically what it targets. Again, by all means, if you have something, use it. But use it, okay? Use it along with this. These are the steps. This is the formula, okay? So I'm providing you with all of that, but you need the motivation, right? How do we find the motivation to get started and to keep going and keep working until we get towards our goal and get into the place where we feel comfortable in our skin and we feel like this is us and this is me and this is where I really want to be and I feel like I'm living into what is most important to me in my life. You're feeling fulfilled. You're feeling satisfied with what you're doing with your health, right? Notice how I didn't say feeling satisfied with where you are, with what you look like in the mirror, but satisfied with what you are doing with your health, okay? That's something you can carry all the time. That's not something that's temporary or, once you get there, you'll feel it. It's something that you are actively living into. You are doing it. It's what you are doing. That can be now. It could have been me at 235 pounds, but that day that I made a decision for what I'm doing with my health, I was living it. That day I was living for what was most important to me. Okay? So this leads us in the direction of what I'm getting at for tonight's, tip here with finding the motivation to lose weight. And that is getting tuned into and getting tapped into what is really, really, truly important to you. And how do we see, okay? How do we see in a productive way, right? What is most important to us that's going to help us to get motivated? Because what we oftentimes do is look at the things that we don't like, the things that we hate, the things we want to run away from, the things that are causing us like pain and misery, and we're stressed and overwhelmed and just hating it and just want it out of our lives forever, want it to disappear, right? Want this problem, this headache, this stress, this thing out of my life, this struggle with my weight, right? You just want it gone, disappear into the black hole of nothingness, like never to be seen again. That's how I felt. I really did. But is that the most productive way for us to view it? Is that the most helpful way or workable way for us to look at why we should be losing weight, why it's important for us to lose weight, why it's important for us to, get, control over our hunger and cravings and control over what we're putting into our mouths, right? Excuse me, got an itch. Sorry, it's like rude to do that on camera. But yeah, so, focusing there isn't productive. It's not helpful, right? It's not going to help us to get motivated to lose weight. And we think it will, right? We think it will if we just scare ourselves with our health, or if we just hate ourselves enough, right? I used to, and this is crazy, but maybe some of you can relate, but I used to sit in front of a mirror when I was eating junk food. This is the stuff that I'll end up getting emotional about, because don't forget, guys, it was over 2 decades of struggling with my weight, of feeling hopeless and like I could never understand weight loss, right? I'll never get it. Like, it felt like I don't get it. Like, I don't understand the process of weight loss, like how you physically remove weight from your body. So that's where I was, but I was trying everything I could. Only I was trying from the negative. So you see, I would sit in front of a mirror while I was eating junk food. Whatever it was that I believed or knew, understood at the time was making me overweight or keeping me from losing weight. If I found myself eating it, I thought, well, if I just sit in front of the mirror and watch myself eat this food and look at how disgusting this is, like, I can't. I'm gonna get like way emotional with this stuff. If I just look at how disgusting I am eating that food, then I won't want to touch it, I won't want to touch it. I won't want to be that person. And that, I would do that, and then I would hate myself, of course, right? I would be disgusted, hate myself, hate eating, I had a horrible relationship with food. And that's something even now I work on, right? Like, I have to do mental work to feel comfortable eating, right? Just feel comfortable eating in front of people or just eating in general, because I struggled with hating myself for eating, hating myself for, and even trying to use that hatred on myself to, if I could just hate myself enough, then maybe I'll stop, right? Maybe I'll stop putting this stuff in my mouth and I'll actually stick to my diet and all of this by thinking about how gross I am eating it. Let me know in the comments if anyone can relate to that, right? I mean, everybody has different experiences and things, but I know we can go pretty deep and dark with this stuff. So, I tried things like that. I tried hating myself looking in the mirror. I tried, like just totally like looking down on myself, hating on myself, all of it. And none of it got me any closer to losing weight. And not only did it not get me closer to losing weight, it also caused me to fall off every single time because I burned out, because I would not be able to carry it. I would freak out. I would go stress eat. or emotional, I would fall into emotional eating because I couldn't carry that. That is not motivation, guys. That's not motivation. That is like, it's like you're grinding on yourself. And of course you're going to snap. Of course you're going to snap. Of course you're going to fall apart and you're going to say, screw this, and throw your hands up in the air and say, I've had enough. It's been 5 days. I can't do it anymore. It's not the diet that you can't do. It's the beating up on yourself. That's what you can't handle. That's what you throw your hands up in the air and say, you know what? I'm out. I'm off the wagon. I'm going to go eat pizza tonight or go out for tacos or go have whatever, because I can't. Let's see. So Martha says, I weigh 212. I am a stress eater. I'm a sugar addict. I am so dissatisfied with my body. I need encouragement. Know exactly how you felt. Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. I know exactly how that is. And so how do we turn that around? How do we turn that around, Martha? How do we stop coming from the negative and thinking that it's going to motivate us? We have to stop and think about that for a minute and think about what is that actually doing for us. And it's crazy, like a little side rant here, like not a rant, but a little side thought here is that I came to a place where I started to question whether or not could I exist in this world as a woman that was overweight and in the situation I was in, could I exist without putting harsh criticisms and judgments on myself? Regardless of what my mind was telling me people were thinking, or regardless of what, society says you should be, or any of that. Like, could I exist without being harsh on myself? Could I actually learn to be more compassionate and loving and understanding towards myself? Like, hey, you're in this hard situation. Hey, you had some rough stuff. You got confused or whatever happened, right? Because I trip out still, like, looking back on my photos, I'm still like baffled at the direction I went, because I'm like, I can't fathom that happening now. But I know what I was going through when I ended up there. I had lots of babies back to back. I had a lot of stress in my life. I was a young mother. I had my first son at 15 years old. There's a number of things. I had issues when I was a child with like my family all being, not responding to food the way that I did, and me being the heaviest child in the house and always being told, no, you can't have seconds, and, being fed carbs and sugars like all my childhood, and being told like to refrain from, having extras or getting seconds and stuff, when to me that was like, it was extremely difficult because I had severe cravings. I remember trying to run on the track at school and being like exhausted and out of breath because I was eating too many carbs and sugars. I can run like the wind now. Like, I can run with no problem. I don't get out of breath. I don't get winded. Nothing. I can run because I don't have all the excess sugars in me. So, and I discovered that when I started playing around with low carb, over the years. So it was like, oh my God, if my parents had known that and taken me off of that stuff, I would have had a very different experience. I wouldn't have been sneaking into the kitchen and getting into the Twinkies box or the Pop-Tarts or the other hundreds of processed foods that were in my house when I was growing up. I mean, it was like the pantry and the refrigerator that was like all our groceries. There was some fresh fruit, but it was the pantry with Pop-Tarts, cereal, granola bars, ding dongs, Twinkies. Like, that's what me growing up in my time, that's what we ate, and it was perfectly like acceptable. It was like, as long as you just watch your calories or your fats, then you can eat all of this. But that never worked for me. My body was like freaking out. And then all of the issues with that, and my parents being on my back about it and always looking over my shoulder. Oh wow, you have that much on your plate. Oh, you're eating this. Oh, you're going for seconds. And all that pressure made me feel like, no, I want to be in control. I want to be the one to say. And I don't need someone like barking down my back, telling me how to eat. So when I moved out of my house, you know, when I was young, I'm 35, but when I was really, really, you know, like just moving out of the house and got married and stuff, I was like free range. I'm going to eat whatever I want, whenever I want, however much I want. I don't want anybody to tell me. And if I decide to eat a certain way, it's going to be up to me, no one else. And so I did that. And then I had like, you know, 4 babies back to back. And it was like, you know, a lot of stress, a lot of like comfort food, you know, a lot of like turning to food for comfort, for entertainment, because I was raising babies and stuff. You know, it just, you know, I went through that whole period of my life, and, you know, but then things changed for me, you know, things changed. I started to, you know, okay, so Martha says she has severe cravings now and it's hard. I'll eat half a... You're hitting me right at home with that one, Martha, because she says she'll, I don't know if I can read it without crying. I'm sorry. I love you, Martha. I'm like, oh, okay. She says, I will eat a half a gallon of ice cream in one day. Then I am so miserable. You sound so much like me. I'm 56. Yeah. That one really hits home with me because I distinctly remember being in a situation where I sat with an entire gallon of ice cream, and I could not find I couldn't find any satisfaction. I mean, I could not stop grabbing another bite. I did not stop. I ate an entire gallon of ice cream. And I would do things like that, whole huge bags of chips. I would eat, you know, 6 slices of pizza and then also have bowls of ice cream, like 3-4 bowls of ice cream. I would sit after like I remember one of my kids' birthdays, I had a ton of cupcakes left, and I sat in the kitchen just cramming cupcake after cupcake after cupcake down, like just like nothing, like there was no end. And this is real. Like, I have no need to like exaggerate or make up stories so I sound a certain way, or I don't know what that would do anyway, but because it's kind of psychotic that I did it. Not saying any, you know, I'm not psychotic, but you know, it is out of control. It's very, very, very much out of control, which is why my diet plan, my whole system in here, like my whole anything and everything I'm giving to you guys is designed to help you be free from that, because I felt like a prisoner. I felt like a prisoner trapped in my body's like responses, trapped in my emotional and physical urges and stuff. Like I felt so out of control, and my diet plan, the supplements, and the mindset stuff, the mindset and the mental, emotional, the psychological stuff that I'm sharing in here, all was like liberating me from that, right? I no longer had to feel, you know, completely out of control with my cravings and hunger, right? That I even remember when I first started dieting, and I did not have yet like the supplements to help me. I was just getting into the diet, so I was like, you know, I was dealing with some intense hunger and cravings, like hunger, like my stomach was like hurting going to bed. And I remember like doing personal development, working on myself, and you know, using mindfulness and meditation and awareness, self-awareness, and being aware of my physical body, you know, bringing myself into the present moment. I was a yoga teacher, so I was doing a lot of like, you know, self-observation and things like that, meditation and stuff to help me to work through going to bed hungry, because I was really determined, which is what we're going to get back to, is what I tapped into that helped me to get motivated to go through those things, right? So yeah, you know, everything here is for a purpose, and it's all like this whole little like system and structure to help you to overcome all of this craziness that keeps you locked in and stuck in a cycle that you just can't seem to break out of. So what we were originally talking about though was like being focused in the negative, and how that isn't going to help us to, and it hasn't, right? We can see that if we just look over time, how ask yourself, like, how effective has that been? Like, how much progress have you made in the way of getting towards your goals, or getting towards, you know, even seeing yourself behaving in a way that's more in alignment with who you really want to be? Thinking about those, like approaching your weight loss journey from the negative. So the very first key thing, is to approach it from the positive. So this is going to, and then once we're focusing from the positive, the next step is having a vision for yourself. It's knowing where you want to go. It's knowing what you want for yourself. So what happened for me was that I had people that I had, you know, people and things and places and all of this stuff that I started to notice that was drawing from me. It was like drawing on me. It was like I felt pulled by it. Okay? And this is key. You need to feel pulled. Not motivated to kick your butt. Not, well, yeah, but not in the sense of like, I hate myself and you're going to get up and I'm going to punish you and you're going to eat like this. You're going to eat this crap food that tastes like garbage and I hate it, but you're going to do it because you're wrong and you're fat and you're not going to do this, you know, like no more. Like being like, you know, like a strict, mean, condescending parent to yourself. Been there lots of times myself. I tried that. But it doesn't last, it doesn't work, and you freak out. So being loving to yourself, being compassionate to yourself, having a vision for where you want to go that pulls you, that's compelling, that's like, it widens your eyes. You get lit up inside. Because when you start to focus there, you're going to awaken a power inside of yourself that you didn't know you had. It's not willpower and it's not discipline. You will hear me say that in the Beyond the Struggle course, that I do not practice myself. I don't practice, and I don't teach using willpower and discipline to lose weight, because I think that willpower and discipline come from the negative. They come from trying to push yourself. Is this like, I gotta be disciplined and I've gotta do this, you know? And you will crack. It will fade. You will be feeling all gung-ho and like fired up and so super determined and whatever, and then life is going to come and slap you in the face and you're going to be on your butt again. So getting focused on the positive, getting focused on the things that light you up, the things that you can get excited about. It doesn't mean that every day you're going to be excited to do what you need to do, but it is something that is pulling on you. It's in your heart. It's like a cord that gets connected to you, and you're drawn, right? So for me, I started to notice people that were energetic in a way that pulled me, right? I was lit up when I saw their energy. I was like, wow, that's just wow. like I want it. I'm hungry for it, right? I wanted the energy, because I was in a place where walking on the beach was like death. It was like my calves burned, my lungs burned. I love going to the beach with my family. We're like from San Diego originally. I was born and raised in San Diego. We'd go to Carlsbad every weekend. Like my babysitter would take us to Carlsbad every single weekend to go swimming. I grew up going to the beach, you know, and then we were living in San Diego, and then we lived in Mexico. We were always on the beach. Okay, I love the beach, and we would take our kids to the beach. It was like part of our lives. It is our part of our lives. We're still beach people in Florida, so couldn't live in Michigan because we're too much like beach people. So like, gotta be back at the beach. But yeah, I love going to the beach, but it was a nightmare. I mean, like I said, my calves, my lungs, I was dying when I was walking through that sand. So, you know, seeing people with high energy, feeling vibrant, feeling alive, you know, it was so compelling. I was just like, wow, like I want it. I was like, I want it. It's like, I want it. It was the high energy. It was seeing people being fit and vibrant and alive and and energetic, and it pulled on me. I got lit up about it. And when I got lit up and I felt that pull inside, what else did I get? I got motivated and I got determined. Not disciplined, and I didn't have to use willpower. I didn't need those things because I was feeling pulled, I was feeling compelled, I was feeling determined, and I was feeling motivated. But determined and motivated for what? Determined and motivated to do what? This is where I think a lot of people miss the boat. And they think that if I can just get excited, right? If I can just get lit up and excited and stay that way, right? Then I'll be able to make it. And then we get lit up and excited, and then 3 days in, we fall off and we wonder what happened. And then we think that we're not motivated. But what happens is those 3 days in, something hits us, right? An obstacle hits us, a challenge or a stress, right? The inevitable things in life hit us. And then we think that we're not supposed to, that we're supposed to feel like motivated and uplifted and all excited along our weight loss journey. That it's not supposed to be this like if I can just get myself into a space where I'm constantly feeling happy and constantly feeling motivated and lit up and excited, then I'll be able to make it, and I'll be able to if nothing gets difficult, then I can do this. But the thing is that it is going to get difficult. There are going to be challenges. There are going to be obstacles. But if you have your thing that pulls you, your vision for yourself, you have your eyes on that thing that you want to create in your life. If you have that, you're going to have reason enough to go through the challenges, to go through the difficulties. And that will pull you through them. It will be your support through those challenges. I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys that somehow I figured out a super, super simple way to lose weight and it was easy breezy and I never had a hard day. I struggled like crazy. Not struggled like typical struggling, but struggled like I had to keep my eyes on what I wanted. I had to keep my eyes on creating that energy in my life, on creating better energy in myself, and expecting more from myself, and wanting to tap more into my potential as a human being and things like that, because of what I was personally, the goals I had and the things I had going on in my life with my career and stuff like that, right? I had a vision for myself of what I wanted. And so when it got tough, because it did and it will, that's where that motivation was there, right? You don't need motivation when you're feeling good. You don't need it when everything's working just fine. You need to feel motivated to keep being determined and to keep pushing through when it's hard, guys. That's the missing piece here. That's what everybody's missing. There's lots of different things that can, make or break things, but the key thing is knowing how to keep pushing when it's hard. How to keep going, not pushing, but keep going and keep moving through that challenge, through that obstacle, through that difficulty. What's going to keep you going forward? Or if you fall off, because it will happen, what's going to help you to get back up quickly? What's going to help you? Because I did fall off. I did fall off through that journey of losing 80 pounds. I did fall off. You're damn right I fell off. But I learned, over time okay, get refocused, pick back up, and do it sooner rather than later, right? Because we'll do that. We'll fall off and we'll go off for, I screwed it up, so the rest of this week's shot. No. When you have your vision, when you know where you're going, when the inevitable time comes that you fall off, you slip up, you say, hey, right back on track. I'm not losing sight of it. And that's one of the key things is the next key thing is looking at that vision every day, reviewing it, paying attention, reminding yourself, or getting around those people or whatever it is that has grabbed you and it has that pull on you for where you want to go. What do you want to create in your life? What experiences do you want to have? Right? Is it being able to run with your kids or your grandkids? Is it being able to go to the doctors and everything's all good? Like you get the green light from the doctor, the okay, you're doing awesome. You know, you're off all these 10 different medications. No longer have to deal with that. Man, I do not, like, I just recently had like a brush with a bad case of like bad dose of antibiotics and stuff that put me, like, I got a UTI, I got a really bad infection, almost went to my kidneys. They gave me a really strong antibiotic at the hospital straight to my arm, and then another one that they sent me home with. I was in bed for like a week or week and a half or something. I had fevers, I had chills, and this one antibiotic that they gave me had me so weak that I could hardly walk without getting exhausted. So I'm feeling for those of you who are on medications, because I know sometimes it might be treating one thing, but it's causing the side effects can be pretty severe. I've never experienced anything like that, and I don't know if like how many people are taking medications and getting, you know, adverse side effects that they don't even know, like that's like screwing them up with their energy, with their sleep, with their feeling weak. I've never experienced that. It was so ironic, like so surreal, not ironic, but so surreal, that I literally would go to walk and I would get exhausted, like as if I had no strength in me at all. And I stopped taking it, and I like gradually started coming back, but it was like drugging me, like stripping me of all my power. Like so prescriptions, medications can be causing all kinds of symptoms, and you know, we could be living like in like a little hell with this thing that we don't even know it's wrecking our lives. But if you can reverse your health, if you can, you know, take the steps that will take you in a direction towards getting your health together, so your energy is together, so you have your strength about you, so you can live your life and you can have like the experiences that you want to have, the rich, full life experiences you want to have with your family, with your friends, and just with yourself in general, right? Because just being yourself and having to not have, you know, just being able to, like, for me, like after coming out of that, it was like I'm grateful just waking up out of bed without like feeling like I'm powerless, you know? Yeah, just it's crazy. But if you can have like the freedom to just have your health, you know, it's yeah. So I'm kind of like getting off track here. It gets emotional, and I really deeply care about you guys, and I care that you get the information, you get the knowledge, the resources, the coaching, the guidance to help you to be able to make that change in your life too. So getting focused on your vision, reviewing it every day, paying attention, like putting your attention on that and keeping your attention on that, so that you stay in that pull. And that pull will pull you through the hard shit. It will pull you through it. It is going to get hard. You are going to have to change up your budget. You're going to have to change up the way you eat. You're going to not on my plan, okay? If you don't like my plan, great. Like, there's a million other plans out there. You know, and they will work if you work them, okay? That's the thing, if you work them. But on my plan, you're not going to be eating fruit 6 days a week. And I don't care if people don't like that. You don't have to do my diet, and that's fine. But on my plan, if you want the results that I can get you, okay, I can get your results. I will get your results. I have my own results from last week. I haven't posted yet in the group, but I have my own results, my own weight loss results of me just maintaining and managing my own weight. I dropped 6.5 pounds last week. So, like, it works, okay? Like, seriously, like, I have some girlfriends that I'm, like, a little bit more, like, you know, loose with and stuff, and we're talking weight loss and things. She's like, but my fruit and this and that, and I'm like, you know, I'm not gonna, like, be too loose with my friends here, but, like, I'm like, F your fruit. Like, I don't want to hear about your fruit. This is about changing your life, right? You think I liked stopping eating fruit when I was doing this? Do you think that was fun for me? Like, I was like, oh, this is like so cool. Like, no fruit. You know, like, who doesn't eat fruit? Like, you eat fruit. And when you're getting healthy and losing weight, you eat fruit. Like, duh. But no, it was no fruit. Okay. All right. So I did it. Right? And I got a result. Okay? So some things you're going to either agree with or disagree with. But the bottom line is, if you want to make the change, and you want to work towards that thing that you're pulled to creating in your life, you're going to have to make those you're going to have to go through those challenges. Give up those things that so you can move in that better direction. And it's really not so bad. It's not so bad not eating fruit. Your energy goes up, okay? Your energy goes up. I don't know, for me, like cutting out the carbs and also cutting out the and then cutting out the carbs, cutting out the sugars, cutting out the fruit, my energy goes up. My blood sugar is more stable. Okay, I'm not giving any medical advice. If you're a diabetic or anything like that, please like always check with your doctor. I'm not gonna sit here and say that. I'm saying for me, okay? Always check with your doctor, especially if you have diabetes or something. Please make sure you're being safe with all of that, okay? My mom was a type 1 diabetic, so I understand there's things, precautions that need to be taken, things that like my mom would have to like in an emergency eat like, you know, a thing of like a handful of cereal or something because her blood sugar was too low. So I'm not messing with that, okay? That's your responsibility to look after that. I have disclaimers on my diet and everything that I'm not a medical professional, and please always check with your doctor. But for me, okay, cutting out the sugars, cutting out the fruit, specifically actually cutting out the fruit, increased my energy, lowered my hunger and cravings, okay, because I had even more stable blood sugar. So no highs and lows, no big crashes. Yeah, I know when I eat fruits and stuff, man, I get like mad cravings, and I get this thing that just like it like sits on my tongue like all day. I'm just got this like weird thing that just sits on my tongue, and like I constantly need to eat. And fruit does that. It's just sugar. Like anything that's sugar, like any carbs, they're gonna turn to sugar. It's too much sugar in the body. So my energy goes up, my stamina is great, my libido is great, like my sex drive is great, like it's all good. So don't worry, just try it. Just trust the plan, trust the process, look at the results, you know, and you will start seeing your own results. So and I'm 100% confident that if you can follow the plan, come to me when you need coaching, come to me when you need guidance on something, when you hit an obstacle, okay? I want to hear about the victories too, and when you're having a great day and you're feeling awesome, but I also, more importantly, I want you to come to me when it gets rough, okay? Come to me and tell me what you're struggling with, because I'm going to help you overcome it. I know how to overcome it. If you're dealing with cravings, if you're dealing with hunger, if you're dealing with that you're at a loss for what to eat, if you're dealing with you went to this event or that situation or scenario, I'm going to tell you how to deal with it. Because I went through all of it. As I was going through it, I was downloading like a crazy woman. I was like, I'm gonna master all of these situations. Like any situation I find myself in. If I'm going to the movies with my family, I'm gonna know how to stay on plan. If I'm going to a birthday party, I'm gonna know how to stay on plan. If I go to a barbecue, I'm gonna know how to stay on plan. If I show up to a family's house and they've cooked dinner and it's like a special dinner, I'm going to know what to do in that situation. I'm going to know how to be polite to my family, but I'm also going to know how to stay on plan. And if I messed up once, I'm going to sit and reflect, and I'm going to correct what I can do, or if it's you guys, you're going to message me and say, hey, this situation happened. If you can't seem to figure it out, like you're frustrated and you're like, this situation's kind of going to be like a big issue in my life. I don't know what to do here. I'm thinking about it. I'm trying to figure it out. I can't figure it out. Hey, Angie, what do I do in this situation? I will always get back to you. I will always help you. And I will always, if I don't know something, I'm going to find out. Because if you're going through it, it's likely there's more people going through it, even if I haven't gone through it. So I'm going to find out. I will do my research. I will find out what that answer is, and I will get back to you. I always will. Okay? So that is the big thing here. That brick wall that seems so like unbreakable between you and your weight loss goals, all it is knowing how to get through the hard shit. That's what it is. You've got to have your vision for yourself. You've got to feel pulled towards it, and you've got to look at that every day. Remind yourself of that every day. Have goal cards. Have a vision board, or if it's staying connected with certain people, whatever. I'm not even saying me. I'm saying if there's a person out there that inspires you, that lifts you up, when you see that person, you see their energy, you see what they've, how they are, who they are, how they're being. Tap into that person. Tap into who they're being, and know that that's who you want to be, and that's how you want to act and live and be in your life. And so paying attention to that every day, that is going to give you that determination and motivation to do the hard stuff. It's not determination and motivation that like you've got a smile on your face and you're all lit up and you're all excited and jolly and everything's hunky-dory and it's never going to be hard. It's motivation and determination through the hard stuff. And if you can get through the hard stuff, you're going to get far. You're going to make it. That was the key and like the separating difference. That's all I started doing back when I started my journey, like when I really started making progress. I learned how to get through the hard stuff. I had the motivation, I had the determination, because my vision was clear. I was like, that's where I want to be. That's what I want to do. Now, the cool thing is, and I didn't even plan on talking about this, but because we're talking about all this, it kind of like came up. I'm thinking about it. The cool thing is, and this ties into what I teach in the Beyond the Struggle course with acceptance and commitment therapy. There's some other popular books out there that I really enjoyed that you guys might also enjoy by the authors that one is the founder of the acceptance and commitment therapy concept, like the whole thing. That's what is it? Stephen Hayes. Okay, Stephen Hayes and Russ Harris. Those are two authors that you'll find really excellent books on, all around acceptance and commitment therapy. They have different books, like Russ Harris has one called like The Happiness Trap, and there's by Stephen Hayes is Get Out of Your Mind and Into Your Life. I was reading those books and going through that content to help heal my depression. And then I discovered that, and I actually pulled myself out of like 8 years of chronic depression using acceptance and commitment therapy. And then with no doctors, I didn't see any psychologists, therapists, nothing. I went to yoga classes. That was pretty therapeutic, and that was a good like counseling session, and became a yoga teacher because of how much it healed me. But it was all self-healing, right? So I didn't take any kind of antidepressants or anything like that. I just used acceptance and commitment therapy and yoga and, being good to myself, self-healing and self-care and all that. But acceptance and commitment therapy is a huge one, and that's what the concepts that I teach in the Beyond the Struggle course, which is not in here right now because I took it out and put it in the other group, which I'm not doing now, so I'm going to put it back. So bear with me. I'll put it in there tomorrow, guys. You guys are like, what? Beyond the Struggle course? Where is this? But yeah, I'll get it in there. I'll put it in a unit tomorrow. But acceptance and commitment therapy is, that. So that was, where was I going with that? Okay. So the cool thing is that you do not have to have a vision for yourself of like how, where you want to get to, right? Because when you're looking at that person or that thing that you're feeling pulled and compelled by, it's that you want to be like that. You want to have that high energy. You want to be a person that carries that kind of, vibe to them or has that kind of life experience. So what happens this is so cool, guys, and it carried me through my journey. What happens when you start tapping into that and you start focusing on who you want to be and how you want to act and how you want to show up in this world, the thing that's pulling you, that you're seeing, you're drawn to, you start acting and being that way in that moment. And how that affects you is that you feel the victory, you feel the success now, not 6 months from now, not when everything has changed, your body has changed and everything. You feel it in your behavior, that you're behaving the way you want to behave. You're behaving like the person that you're drawn to. You're drawn to them because that's who you want to be. That's how you want to act. That's how you want to show up to your relationships, to your friends, to your career, right? You can be that now. You can be that person that takes charge of their health now. You can be that person that says, I understand it's difficult right now, to yourself. This is you talking to yourself. And this was me at 235 pounds. Every morning I've shared it before, the story of how every morning in Mexico, the way that the kitchen was set up, when I walked into the kitchen, the microwave door was there, like a little mirror for me to see my tummy. And my tummy was, because I measured it at one time, trying again to hate on myself, like, look at how gross you are. I measured, my belly was 12 inches out from my side, okay? So that was an effort to anyways. I'm gonna start crying. So it, I would look in that reflection every day, but when I learned about acceptance and commitment therapy, I learned to be compassionate and loving towards myself and to say, I know, I understand, it's difficult. This is difficult. And I know your pain, and I know you don't trust yourself, and I know that you feel like you failed every other thing you've ever done, and this isn't gonna work too. That's the thoughts, that's the feelings, I know. But I'm going to continue and do what I need to do. But those days that I did that, those days that I had that experience, that I stuck in there, and I was acting like the person I wanted to act like, I felt victory then and now. Like, I felt it. I felt successful every day that I did that. And the days that I didn't, the days that like my thoughts and emotions or hunger and cravings got the best of me, again, I came back to self-compassion. I understand I fell off. I whatever, but let's get back on track. Let's get back to being who we want to be. Right here and right now. So having the vision, having the reminder of like who you want to be, have it in your face. Have a vision board, or stay connected, tuned in with those people. If it's a motivational speaker, if it's a coach, if it's anything. I mean, nowadays, like, everybody's got something that they tune into, tap into, that they are feeling compelled, they are feeling, they're wanting to be like that, so stay tuned in, stay tapped into that, and remind yourself daily of that, and live into it now. Live into it in the present moment. Be that person now, right? Just think to yourself, if you were that person, like, say you're, like, when I was 235 pounds, and I would look at this, woman that I saw with high energy, and she's, strong and confident and feeling good in her body, I would think to myself, like, okay, what would she be doing? How would she respond to these challenges, these obstacles, these difficulties? And I would behave that way. So my behaving over time in the ways that I knew would empower me, that would make me be being the person that I want to be, and showing up to my life the way that I really felt was meaningful and fulfilling to me. Well, once I did that, it made me feel fulfilled, right? Gave me a deep, deep satisfaction, knowing that I went through the entire day and didn't touch a carb, minus beans, because we get to have beans on the plan, but didn't touch a carb, acted with courage, acted with bravery when it was time to say no to something, I felt like I went to bed like resting easy at 234 pounds or whatever after I lost a pound because I had been doing it, you know, or whatever. But even at that time, I felt that victory. I felt like deeply satisfied with myself. Not a conceited, arrogant thing, but I felt like, damn, you know, I can do this. I'm strong, you know, and I don't have to hate myself in order to make this change in my life, to transform my body. And really, it became more about transforming my behavior and transforming like what I felt like I was doing in my life, like who I was being, right? And really, that's like the bigger transformation, is just being who you really, truly know and want to be. Like it's like you're feeling bad and stuff when you're not being that because you're out of alignment with what's really important to you. And as soon as you're in alignment with that, and the more you practice being in alignment with that, the more satisfied, the more fulfilled, the more, you know, the more meaning you have to what you're doing in your life. So just really, it goes deep. But, you know, the point is, get focused on that vision for yourself. You know, get in touch with that and start living into it now. Be that person now. Be that person with getting, you know, implementing Angie's diet plan, if that's the plan you're choosing to run with. I am okay with people not liking my plan. That's okay. But if you want to run with me and you're cool with like running with me because you've seen me make a transformation in my life, and you're confident that I can help you, I'm confident I can help you. And you know, be that person that says, today I'm buying the groceries and I'm starting. You know, the day I started, and I know it, I remember it like yesterday. The day, it was actually a night that I started, I made a commitment that tonight I'm starting. That was it. I was actually, if you've read my original story, not the one that I currently, you know, a lot of you new members came in, but some of you saw my older story where I told the story about how I was crying on my bed one night, and it hit me. I was just like, you know, I had the things that were pulling me and stuff, but I was trying so hard to hate on myself and beat myself up and feel like there was no answer and no hope and all this stuff. And I just stood up and was like, you know what? This is not who I want to be. It's not who I want to be. And I thought to myself, well, who do I want to be? How do I want to act? How do I want to show up to this situation in my life? And I stood up off my bed, wiped my tears off, and said, from this moment I start. That's it. I didn't even care that it was night. Maybe I think we'd even had dinner, but it was like, I'm not going to walk into the kitchen and grab extras tonight. I'm not going to, you know, I think I went out and I made some tea. Like I thought, you know, what action can I take right now to say that this is my commitment, that I'm starting? And I think I went and made myself some tea, like no sugar, no nothing, you know, just some plain herbal tea. And for me, it was like initiating what it was like, you know, it was like making it final, like just making that statement. So yeah, that's, you know, that's what I wanted to share with you guys tonight. Like that is a huge problem, and I speak to a lot of ladies, and that is it's like the biggest problem, is not being able to find the motivation. So and I think a huge thing there is missing the point that it's not about getting lit up, excited, and bubbly. It's about and thinking that you're going to feel that way every day. It's more about being able to get through the hard stuff, feeling that, having the determination and having the focus and having the willingness to go through challenges, obstacles, hurdles, because they are inevitable, right? They're inevitable. They are going to come up. Shit's going to get hard. Shit's going to hit the fan sometimes, like bad. Like life gets crazy. My dad was diagnosed with Alzheimer's and dementia at 61. He was a construction worker. He had like a number of falls over the years, and for whatever reason, like didn't get seen or wasn't treated, or I don't even know what happened. Like, I only heard after the fact. My sister told me. So, you know, now it's been about a year and a half since we took him in. So, and we're still every day, like, learning and trying to, like, you know, but I'm telling you, shit's gonna hit the fan, you know? And you might get wobbly, but having that vision for yourself and knowing how you want to show up in your life, that's your compass. That's going to guide you through that stuff. I mean, it guided me through my dad had a fall like 2 months ago. I woke up at like 4 in the morning to a loud bang, and came out, and he had somehow not seen where he was going at night, fell back, whacked the heck out of his head, and was down on the floor. Like, I don't even want to get too detailed, because it was pretty intense. But needless to say, like, paramedics came, and I spent a week in the hospital with him, showing up every day to check on him, and every day showing up, and he didn't know where I'd gone. He thought I had abandoned him. It just, you know, that, you know, and I have my 4 kids, I have a grandson, I have, you know, it's to think that you can't, you know, be who you want to be and lose the weight and things because this or that is happening. You have to know where you want to be, who you want to be. You have to have a vision for yourself, and that will give you the motivation to be sitting in the hospital with that loved one, or whatever the situation is. You know, it's just a symbol for that. But that will give you the motivation to go walk yourself down to the cafeteria and make a salad. That's what I did. I had, you know, I don't do them too often or anything, but like in the hospital and stuff, I had sugar-free coffees. Like, I'm talking like where they put the sugar, like a skinny mocha latte. I've got that in my restaurant, Chi Chi. You can do them sometimes, but not all the time. But, you know, I stayed on plan while sitting in the hospital for a week with my dad after he'd busted his head. Like, you know, but only because I had a vision. I had vision for who I want to be. And it carried me through that. I didn't have to force myself through it. I didn't have to use discipline and willpower. I wasn't like, you know, struggling and fighting the whole time. I knew what I wanted for myself. And I knew I wanted to be strong and vibrant and energetic and at my best for my dad. And for my family, who I was running back and forth 20 minutes, you know, it's a 20-minute drive, you know, it's 40 minutes there and back, running back and forth to Tampa to go see my dad, go do that, come back home, make sure everybody has dinner. You know, I mean, that is having motivation for weight loss. It's not being bubbly and excited, like, but don't think that that's going to make you miserable. The point is, you're going to find more satisfaction, more meaning, more fulfillment. Not like all this like happy bubbly stuff, right? So, because I used to say that. I used to say to myself, I just want to feel happy. I just want to feel good when I'm dieting and when I'm losing weight. I don't want to have a bad day. I can't have a bad day, you know? I couldn't at that time. It was like, I can't afford to have a bad day because I'll lose it and I'll fall off. But like this, you don't need it. You don't need to be in a good mood. You don't need to always be in a good mood to do this. Like, you can be pissed as hell and be gritting your teeth and saying stuff no one needs to hear under your breath while you're making that salad. You know, it's like, but damn it, I'm making my salad. You know, like, I don't care. You know. Because you have that vision. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. I think we're a little over an hour. So, but I'm going to wrap this one up. if you guys had, anything you wanted to share with me, like I said too, if you had questions you wanted to get on face to face with me, I love getting together and chatting face to face with you ladies. So, and talking on the phone. I just love, connecting with people. I love connecting with you ladies, and I love, seeing you guys make transformations for yourself, even if it's your first 5, 10, 15, and you're still going, and this is like, different than it's been for you in the past. I love it. I've seen my ladies drop 48, 60 pounds, 20, 15, 5, 10, you name it. Like, we're all over the place. Okay. I've dropped 80. My husband's dropped 40. Like, we're getting results here. Okay. Like, search no more. Like, if you can get on board, if you can, start practicing the things I'm teaching here tonight, you're going to see results. You're going to see results, and you're going to be able to keep your results as long as you're implementing everything I'm sharing here with you. If you're using the knowledge that I'm giving you, and you're implementing and utilizing the tools and resources that you have on hand here, you're going to get results and keep them. You're going to keep living into and being who it is that you want to be. Right? It's going to give you the power in your hands to do that. So following my diet plan, using the supplements, and like I said, if you have your own that do the exact same thing, by all means, please use those. I'm not trying to force mine on you, but those are the tools. They are the resources to help you to overcome those obstacles. And while there are inevitable obstacles, right, things that can't be avoided, you can't change the fact that they're going to come up. Life is going to get stressful at times, unforeseen, things happen, and my dad falls, and before you know it, I'm in the hospital with him for a week. Stuff's going to happen. So those are the things out of your control, but the things that are in your control, like what you eat and the supplements you take, you can control, and not having such intense cravings and hunger. You can control, like going through my mindset course, you can help yourself to better understand and have more love and self-compassion, and do better internally, mentally and emotionally and psychologically. And you can do my yin yoga classes to help release and reduce tension and stress in the body, which is going to reduce your stress hormone, which also gets in the way of weight loss because it increases your appetite. Okay, so you can do those things to help yourself and make it easier for yourself. And then have your vision, have that way that you want to be, how you want to act, how you want to live and show up in this world. Have that to carry you through with willingness and determination and focus through the hard stuff that you cannot change. You cannot help that's going to happen. It is going to happen. There is going to be hard times. Things will get rough. You will get frustrated. You will feel overwhelmed, but you need to know why you're going to go through that. If you can know that, and if you can keep more often than not, because we're not robots, you will forget, you will fall off. But if you can get back quick, and you can also remember more often than not, you're going to make progress, and you're going to make it fast, comparatively, compared to how it's been for you in the past. So, I'll probably just keep talking forever if I don't stop myself. So I'm going to wrap this one up. I had a really, really nice time sharing this with you ladies, and I know over time people will get warmer and listen up and want to get on live with the video chat and stuff. For me, I'm ready all the time, anytime. I'd love to chat with you ladies and have you join me on here. But anyways, I'm going to wrap this week's Empower Hour up, and I hope you guys have a great week, and those of you who have started with this week, and you're starting with the tea, or you're starting with the resolution drops, or energy. Okay, the energy is the supplement that I use for boosting energy, boosting metabolism. That's the energy. It only has green tea caffeine in it. So anybody starting anything, stay connected with me. I am in touch with you, but stay connected with me throughout the week. Again, hit me up for those obstacles, the inevitable obstacles that are going to come. Okay, I'm here for you. I've got your back. So, you know, drink your tea, you got your instant or your brewing, okay? I have samples of this if you want to try the tea, let me know. And then the resolution drops, okay? Keep up on that stuff. Use the tools and resources you have to help yourself make it easier, more manageable. And yeah, that is going to speed up your weight loss because you're going to stay on track. That's going to be faster than if you'd fallen off and fallen off and fallen off and fallen off. If you can keep yourself on more often than not, you're going to make progress and make it fast, okay? So, all right, for real, I'm going to wrap it up. So, all right, you guys have a great evening, and thank you all for joining me tonight. And if you didn't, you know, catch tonight's, you can always go back and watch the replay. It'll be here in the group. So I'll catch up with you guys inside the group and in Messenger and on the phone. I've got calls scheduled with some of you ladies. And if you haven't booked a call with me, you want to, you know, hop on the phone and chat. If you had questions about the diet, if you had personal things that you wanted to talk about privately, because I know we don't always want to share everything publicly, you can, you know, set up a call with me. Just message me and I'll get you my cell number. We can chat. I personally would rather you had my cell number than just chatting in Messenger. I think it's a little bit more, you know, personalized, and I like that we can just pick up the phone and call each other like normal people, like we used to do in the old days. So, like, if I can even say that at 35, in the old days. But really, when I was growing up, it was just the phone. So I like talking on the phone. So anyways, you guys have a beautiful night, and I'll catch up with you guys. All right, bye for now. If it will go.